Warning, this is a review of My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. And yes, I'm serious. No clip from the show, musical numbers, sounds have been used from the show in the making of this video. This is an honest review of the series in its entirety, not season divided. And it is only an opinion. Enjoy the show. Hello, I'm Leo Cologne 59 and I have a confession to make. I'm a brony. A big, giant, black, mustachioed brony. Now, what is a brony, you might ask? Well, a brony is a male fan of My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, the subject of the 11th and probably the most unmanly Kadic review yet in history. Now, why would I review this eminent phenomenon? Why would I go through the trouble of watching maybe one of the most girl-centric shows in recent memory? Well, as with the Dragon Ball Evolution review, it was a challenge given to me by two of my Xbox friends, Dragon Uncle Yoko and Shad Zero, who are bronies in their own right. So, is the show good? Is it worth its internet phenomenon status? Well, all I have to say is watch the upcoming review to find out. Right now on Kadic Reviews. My Little Pony Friendship is Magic started all the way back in the grand year of 2010, when a then very young and still very young network called The Hub, owned by Hasbro, decided to take two of their most well-recognized toy franchises and give them a TV show reboot, the other one being Pound Puppies. Now, the show of Pound Puppies in the new generation is absolute trash. I might review it for the process of full disclosure, but that's not what this kind of review is about. It's about the other one, My Little Pony, who similarly in the 80s had a cartoon by the same name. But here's the kicker. While Pound Puppies back in the 80s was, well, cartoon gold and a cult classic, My Little Pony was mired in the swamp of suck, along with other shows from the 80s that just couldn't hack it. So, has My Little Pony 20 years later learned from its mistakes and thus become something good? I'm happy to report, not only has it become something good, it might be the most truest definition of a modern day cartoon that has ever been given on the face of the earth. Mind you, I'm going to have a sepia rant explaining my new definition of a cartoon. However, back to My Little Pony. This show might have the single most talented, voice cast ever assembled. What is the show about? Well, it's about the beautiful, majestic land of Equestria, which, yes, that's Latin speak for world of horses. Nice. In this world of horses, the series centers around 6 friends. Twilight Sparkle, voice acted by one of the most busy, one of the most diverse, and one of the most brilliant voice actors of our modern time, Tara Strong. And if you don't know Tara Strong's laundry list of work, and trust me, it's a laundry list, just go to Google, look it up. There's about 30-40 shows here. I'll just name off a few. Teen Titans, Ugly Americans, Rugrats, Fairly Odd Parents, the newly added Soul Eater to the Toonami lineup. The amount of voices that this young lady has done is astounding. And Twilight Sparkle might be one of her best works. You see, the ponies in My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic, were actually new interpretations on the first set of My Little Ponies, set all the way back in the 70s and 60s. Look it up. It's in the Friendship is Magic wiki. You see, Twilight Sparkle, when this series begins, is an ultimate anti-social. She's into her books, she's into her studies, and yes, she is a prototypical nerd. Put some glasses on her, and you pretty much finish the nerd trilogy here. She is out to find, at first, the elements of harmony for her studies under the watchful eye of the Princess of the Sun and ruler of all of Equestria, Celestia. Trust me, she doesn't do anything. But she can be kind of a dickish teacher. In that effort, she sends Twilight and her very happy to help and noble assistant, a baby dragon named Spike, which oddly Twilight gives birth to when she was in magic school, to go down to the quaint little hangout of Ponyville, away from the royalty of the city of Canterlot. There, she is specifically assigned to prepare herself for the forecoming of Celestia's little sister, who in season 1 is the evil Nightmare Moon, and to find the elements of harmony. The elements of harmony helped banish Celestia's little sis into the moon. And of course, Luna vows revenge, but also Celestia has a caveat. Make some friends while you're here. And Twilight slowly does. With the help of Elijah Bell voiced Rainbow Dash and Applejack, and yes, she does both voices. Tabitha St. Germain for the rich girl-like rarity. And of course, I'd be remiss if I didn't bring up Pinkie Pie, the vein of my existence. I won't even mention the voice actor here because she's too good at her job to mention. and she's a relative unknown. Together, the six do indeed find the elements of harmony and become friends. Twilight decides to move in the neighborhood, and the entire series is based on Twilight finding out lessons in friendship. Great premise for a story and a quite moral one. In this era where most cartoons are so ignobly stupid that it takes a person of retarded intelligence level to actually like some of these newer shows, and here's looking at you, regular showing Looney Tunes show. My Little Pony actually has a quite deep moral compass in it. Yay! The cartoon is powered by Flash. Yes, that Flash. An upgraded Adobe Flash service using the 8th model for the animation in the show that comes out bright, colorful, and just plain pretty to look at. And surprisingly, the ponies, even the sub characters like Apple Bloom, Big Macintosh, Tosh, among others, are so expressive that you can literally watch the show on mute and understand the expressionism. It's that vivid, it's that wonderful. And I did that exact same thing for a couple of scenes in the show, mainly anything Pinkie Pie derivative. The show, after its first season, certainly picked up steam in the second, becoming more individualism. You see, the first season was mainly about growing Twilight as a character. Season 2 focuses more on developing everyone else in the world of Equestria at large, sometimes hitting, sometimes missing. Which brings me to one of the drawbacks of the show. Although the writing is excellent for a kids show, mainly derivative for girls, there is some missed opportunity here in the writing in terms of character development. And you'll see it wide open in some of the episodes where there should have been a character development moment when there actually wasn't. But there's enough character development and relationship build up that you feel genuinely connected to the six the whole way through. And trust me, if you can't find one of the six to relate to, oh man, you need some psychiatric help. I, for one, am a Twilight person. I know Rainbow Dash and Pinkie Pie are the two most popular of the six, but after all, I am a smart, intelligent person that likes staying out with smart and intelligent people. So, therefore, I'm a Twilight. The only thing that I'm missing is a bookworminess. I'm not much of a reader. But I digress. Season 3 that is currently going on right now is actually focusing more on character depth much like season 2, and much more world depth. Even sub characters are given great big roles so far in season 3, and it's a nice thing to see. Now, the thing that this show is known for, about its cuteness and sometimes its girly nature, are its Disney-like musical numbers. Every episode of season 1 has one. They cut it out in season 2 and 3 and practically lower the number of musical numbers, but the musical numbers are simple, quaint, and some of them are even catchy and fun to listen to, but a lot of them come at the wrong time or at the expense of just a simple monologue or character building moment. Doesn't mean that the songs are bad, it just means some of them are unnecessary. Especially some of the drive-by Pinkie Pie tunes that we get sometimes in the series. And yes, they are very much drive-by. And the subtle difference between seasons 1, 2, and 3 is even in the theme song. Although the theme song does not change any words between seasons 1, 2, and 3. In season 2, the series adds some backbeat and some more drums to the theme song. Sure, it's a subtle difference, but it helps out in the theme song's audio quality and delivery. The show was produced and co-written by Lauren Faust, who is known as the wife of Jenny Tartakovsky, the maker of Dexter's Lab, Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, and Symbiotic Titan. Good company to be around. And DHX Media does a lot of the great audio track as well as provide the animation. For a series that, based on character traits, can get cliched, it most certainly uses the best of its abilities to make those cliches feel fresh and watchable. And God darn it, this show is watchable. It is addictively watchable. It is a show that, as a guy, would be the ultimate guilty pleasure. For girls, this is a no-brainer. If you're trying to make a show to market some toys to people, this is how you do it. So much so that the show has seemingly become bigger than the toys it was meant to market. Something that something that something that Digimon and even Beyblade can attest to. Now, that's a rarefied company. From its use of classic Looney Tunes gags to its almost flawless scene transition to just the characters. And trust me, the character depth is exhaustive. Everything about this show screams perfect for kids. I could not recommend this highly enough. And just watching the show over the last 3 weeks made me become a fan of this show. That's how well put together the show actually is. Sure, it's not perfect, and it could be written better, and some of the uses of musical numbers could go down a bit, but overall, as a general execution, well done. I hope the upcoming Princess Coordination doesn't act like a series ender like I'm feeling it's going to do, and I hope it leads to even bigger and better things for season 4 and beyond. Cartoons should be made more like this, not like some of the drivel that we've been given. So it is with a happy heart and a Pinkie Pie smile on my face that I give Friendship is Magic one of my highest recommendations. Even with the bad writing, I can't avoid giving this show an honest 10 and my gold seal of approval. Or should it be my gold cutie mark of approval? No matter what this show does wrong, it just does too many of things right to be ignored. Watch this show. Watch it with your kids. It's one of the most fun times that you can have. And Hub, please do not end this too soon. You have a legend in front of you. Make use of it. I'm Leo Line 59. Live life by the code.